the Tahitian cultured pearl, unique and peerless. Their gowns gleam like the shining lagoons of the Polynesian atolls. Their shape and their curves express the sensuality of a woman's body. Tahitian cultured pearls have all the color, charm, form and subtle variations you could dream of, all bestowed upon them by the oysters that gave them birth. According to some Polynesian legends, our pearl-bearing oyster is called Te Ufi. She is the daughter of Okana, the spirit of coral, and of Varo, the spirit of sand. She wears the sparkling coat of every tropical fish in her domain. She was so beautiful that Oro, the god of peace and fertility, came down to earth riding a rainbow and gave her the pearl as a present to mankind. From Te Ufi's coat and Oro's rainbow was born the iridescence of our pearls. In ancient times, pearl-bearing oysters would naturally cling on to a piece of coral and prosper in their turquoise palace. A grain of sand would occasionally slip inside their shell. The oyster would wrap it in successive layers of mother-of-pearl or aragonite. From this surprise visit, and after several years, a fine pearl would be born, but the phenomenon was all too rare. In the 1960s, in French Polynesia, men perfected the grafting technique that was used until then in Japan. Instead of a grain of sand, they inserted in the pearl sac of the Pinctada margaritifera kumingi a nucleus, a bead obtained from a freshwater bivalve, and a graft, a small fragment cut from the mantle of a donor oyster. A few months later, the alchemy was complete, and at the heart of the oyster, a cultured pearl was born. The French word for mother of pearl is nacre. It is derived from the Persian word nakar, meaning iridescent. The oysters that bear Tahitian cultured pearls are particularly large. They can reach 30 centimeters in diameter and are called Pinctada margaritifera kumingi. Dwelling in Polynesian waters since the dawn of time, they are known for the quality of their mother-of-pearl secretions, of the aragonite variety. Today, young pearl-bearing oysters are harvested in some Polynesian atolls under the surface of the lagoon, along collector nets where the larvae affix themselves. Grafting occurs once they have reached adulthood. The operation takes place in grafting houses, modest cabins by the water's edge. This is where the expert grafter harvests what he has sown several months or years beforehand. From sunrise to sunset, the pearl farm is buzzing with the work of men and women. Their hands protected by thick gloves, they pull the collector nets out of the water, untie the young oysters, pierce their shell and clean them. This work allows them to remain on their isolated atolls and to make a decent living. Pearls are slow to take shape. They know not the meaning of haste, taking 18 months to reach maturity. Day after day, hundreds of fine layers of aragonite crystals build up around the nucleus and the graft that the expert grafter has placed in the oyster's pearl sac. On this secret alchemy depend the color of the pearl and the depth of her shine. Then, man removes the oyster from its lagoon and opens the secret chamber where the young beauty has grown. The pearl offers no resistance. She is extracted from the pearl sac, naked and defenseless. Man can then observe her, judge her, measure her, then classify her according to her diameter, her color, her shape, and the quality of her surface. It takes an immaculately white receptacle to showcase the many colors of Tahitian cultured pearls. Their delicate nuances that have taken months to mature, their brilliance and their shine will thus reveal themselves. Their size is measured in millimeters. The largest pearls being the rarest, they are the most highly prized. Pearls are not necessarily round or pear-shaped. Perfect sphere or baroque, ringed, drop, button or oval, pearls are free to shape their own lives. Caches are another example of pearl's whimsical nature. Sometimes the oyster rejects the nucleus to keep only the graft. The result is a tiny pearl of indefinite shape, but just as vibrant in color. Finally, in the history of pearl farming, mabe or half pearls are the first pearl products to be harvested. Grown from a half sphere placed on the inside face of the oyster, they, like the Tahitian cultured pearls, boast the same iridescent colors as Polynesian lagoons. In the Place Vendôme in Paris, or in New York, in Italy, Japan, China and elsewhere, clients will be competing for her look, her charm, her shine, her beauty, and some will even try to imitate her. The finest designers and craftsmen will display her as she deserves. Creators who understand how to set off her unique nature and reveal it to the eye and the mind, without artifice. She is also unique for being the only one in the world whose color is natural, without any mechanical or chemical treatment. Unique also because her quality is controlled before export by the government of French Polynesia and assessed by Maison de la Perle, which makes her the only cultured pearl in the world whose quality and thickness are guaranteed. In 1988, the International Confederation of Jewelry, Silverware, Diamonds and Stones awarded her the official designation Tahitian Cultured Pearl. From her celestial legend to her birth in Tahiti's heavenly paradise, she embodies the symbiosis between nature and man. He will give her his undivided attention. Cherish her, make her sparkle brightly so that she reveals her true colors to the whole world. Rainbow from the South Seas, Princess of the Ocean, her promise is eternal, to give all men and women of the 5 continents the shine, transparency and colors of the crystal clear waters of Polynesian atolls.